Of Overkill trading. In today's video, we're going to be going over the watch list for next week. Today is going to be Friday, February 13th. And if you guys are new, we drop a watch list every single Friday here, going over the top cryptos and stocks we are looking at next week based on their charts and based on how they are setting up. So we're going to be covering all these names here today. I think there's probably about 30 to 35 names that I think are looking very, very good going into the end of February. So we're going to hit all these charts here. We're going to get it dialed in, and we're going to jump right into it. The first one is going to be Onyxcoin. So XCN, this is actually one of my largest holdings right now. I think they are a big sleeper here in this next bull run altcoin season that I think is about to pop off here. In the middle of 2026. I think it's probably starting today, but this thing is just looking so good down here. We entered right here off of our green dot. If you guys are familiar with our strategy, what we look to do is we look to buy. We're swing traders. We're 1 to 6 months out. We are not day traders, but our strategy is to buy when this wave is down here, giving us a green dot, meaning we want to buy the green dots below the white line. This is where we look to enter into trades. And the reason that is here is because we take into consideration the psychology of the market. So the only way to make money in the markets is to buy low and sell high. I know that sounds really corny, but it's like you need something in order to measure, right, when you have capitulated, right? We know that we have capitulated on an asset when this wave is down here. Okay, you could see back here in 2024, it gave you those signals at 0.001. And it went all the way up to 5 cents. And we want to sell up here. We want to sell the red dots above this white line, and we want to buy the green dots below this white line on a weekly chart. Okay, we're not day trading here. These signals are for 1 to 6 months out, meaning you have to be willing to wait at least 6 months to catch this kind of a move. Okay, so XCN, I think, is setting, their fundamentals look so strong. I'm currently staking my coins on their website for almost a 30% APY. This project just really impresses me with its fundamentals, and the technicals look good too. I told you guys, if we get green dots on these crypto names in the next 1 to 2 weeks, these things are going to absolutely explode to the upside after this big panic, right? Big panic capitulation that we've had over the last couple of weeks. We are down here. There is no arguing that. Okay, we are down in despair. Okay, a lot of these names are below their mean. Okay, it's below its average, which means we are down here in despair. So XCN, this one looks really good. And I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys over here in the Discord as well. So these are just my favorites for next week. I'm going to go ahead and share these real quick so I don't forget. Favorites for February 13th. Okay, so you guys can go over there. You guys can click on this link here, and it pulls up all these names that we're going to cover today. You can look these over the weekend. You could do whatever you want, okay? You could check that playlist out. That link is just right there under the watch list tab inside of the Discord, so you guys can follow along as we go through these. The next one's going to be FLR. This is Flare. They have an interesting partnership with XRP where you're able to stake your XRP on their platform. And just what I'm looking at on the technicals is you could see we bounced back here in 2023. That was about 2.5 years ago. So we're at a 2.5 year low, and you got all these retail people telling you that a bear market's coming, a bear market's coming, a bear market. Guys, we said the bear market was coming. I didn't say bear market because I don't try to get caught up in those terms, but we were taking profit on all of our crypto back here in September and August. Okay, we sold all of our crypto back here. So now that we've capitulated, right, this thing has gone way down. Okay, this thing's down from 3 cents all the way down here to less than a penny. Okay, that's a 70% drop. Okay, that to me screams that we have if you're down, if something's down 70% off of the highs and you're buying a good quality asset, right? You got to know we're down here. So what I'm looking for on Flare is a green dot, and we actually have Flare giving a signal right here, right now. So this looks really good here under a penny going into next week. The next one's going to be Cedus. Cedus is one of my favorite crypto names. This is also one of my largest positions. You guys saw how Uniswap BlackRock, I don't know if you guys saw that news, but they bought Uniswap. So what Uniswap is it is a decentralized exchange. If you ever see the letters DEX, it stands for decentralized exchange. So they offer things like liquidity pools and things like that for the Ethereum network. Okay, so BlackRock's buying into this Uniswap protocol, which is a DEX. Well, Cedus, okay, is the same thing, but it's not on the Ethereum network, it's on the Sui network. So Sui and Ethereum are two different chains. There's different blockchains, right? And Sui, to me, is one of the fastest growing, one of the biggest up and coming protocols. So what Cedus is pretty much the Uniswap for Sui. So I just really love the fundamentals of it, and it's literally trading at like a $10 million market cap, which is just pennies. I could see this thing at least rebounding here to 7 cents. So again, we're waiting on our next signal. We entered this one right here in December at around, I think, 2.5 cents. And it's all the way back down here. It's sold off with the rest of the market, right? Everything's sold off over the last 4 weeks. But I do believe this was a liquidation event, and I think the next move is going to be up and to the right. So what would confirm that, what would confirm my idea of what's going to happen next, which is simply a V-shaped recovery, okay, we're going to go back up here to like 7 to 10 cents, would be a green dot here in the next 1 to 2 weeks before March. Okay, if we can get it at the beginning of March or here at the end, you're going to see prices absolutely explode to the upside. So I really like Cedus. That's a fundamental play more than a technical play. I mean, even the technicals are good. It's literally sitting at its all-time low. So one of my favorite projects there. Pyth is another one. Pyth is just way down here. They got some interesting fundamentals as well. These guys haven't been around very long, but they are Chainlink's competitor. So they're the competitor of Chainlink. They're an Oracle service that they offer. And again, it's a very new coin, very new project, but looking for the green dot on that one next week. I know it's in a downtrend, but we do look like we're building the base right here at 4 cents, and Robinhood actually just listed these guys. Here's CRO. So CRO is one of the most beautiful charts if you guys use our strategy, right? I mean, you could see that every time this wave is down here, right? You had a green dot right here in June, 5 cents. It went all the way up to 20 cents. Again, that's not going to happen overnight. Each one of these candles is 1 week's worth of time. So that came right there in June 2023. We hit the top over here in March 2024. You could have probably sold some right here in November. So from June to November, June, July, August, September, October, November, that's 6 months. Okay, that is a 6-month trade. What did we do? We topped out, got the red dot, pulled all the way back to 7 cents. What did we get? A bunch of green dots down here at this price. 7 cents all the way up to 23 cents. Guys, that's a 400% trade. Okay, I'm sorry, 250% trade. What did we do? Red dot, pull back, 6, 7 cents, all the way up to 40 cents. Okay, how big is that? Boom, 465%. Well, look where we're at now, folks. We're right back down here in that zone, right back down here in this area, and all we're missing is a green dot. So what we're watching for on these 4 names, right, we already got one on Flare, but the rest of them need the signal to confirm the bottom. But you could see how big of a support level this is right here at 6 cents. We bounced on it here in 2024, 2025, right? That is setting up to be a very strong support level for CRO. If I had some extra cash right now, I would be buying CRO, but all of my cash is currently deployed. I think I have probably a 5% cash position right now. I am fully invested in crypto and altcoins right now because I think a big, massive move to the upside is coming in 2026. I can't tell you the exact date. I know everyone wants to ask when. I don't know. Typically, with this strategy, after you see the green dot, it happens within 1 to 6 months, okay? And I talk about all that in our free trading course over here. If you guys are new, I do have a free trading course that pretty much goes over our strategy. Okay, everything we do here is based on 3 things: logic, data, and discipline. Okay, we are 1 to 6 months out on all investments. We are not day trading here. So if you get a green dot and your name goes down for the next 2 weeks, you got to stick to the plan, right? You got to have a plan 1 to 6 months out on all investments. And again, I cover all of this stuff here, all of our strategy inside this free trading course over here. And if you guys do not have the indicators, you guys can download those over here in the trading indicator tab by clicking on this link. It takes a couple of clicks and everything's going to load up right into your TradingView account. But CRO, I'm loving it. Okay, Pinlink, this is another newer project. You can see it just came out here in 2024, end of 2024, and it's been a rug. But they actually have a staking platform where you can stake it for 23%. This had a nice move today, one of the biggest movers on my watch list, up 15%. You can see buyers are stepping in here. Again, I want to see that green dot. If that green dot prints next week, I think we see this thing up here at around 50 cents. And we do call the signals out over here. If you guys are new, you guys get the weekly alerts over here. And I also have a guide on how to trade each and every signal. The monthlies, the weeklies, the dailies, the 4 hours, the gold dots. But guys, I'm telling you right now, for these crypto names, if we see this green dot pop, which with today's price action, it looks like it's likely. I would say there's probably about a 65 to 70% chance that we are going to see green dots in the next 1 to 3 weeks. Okay, either from now, February 13th, to the first week of March. If we get those, we should expect to see a massive rally into summer. Okay, I'm talking April, May, June, possibly July being the top of the market. Okay, we can celebrate Independence Day with the top of altcoin season, and we can cash out and buy some fireworks. But right now, we want to load our bags. Load our bags here, folks. You said the sound ain't working. Can you guys hear me all right? We got HBAR popping off. We called this one out at the beginning of the week. Okay, we called this out literally right here at like less than 9 cents. You're already up around 20 cents or 20%, or I'd say probably 7, 8, 9%. Okay, but again, we got the signal on HBAR. So HBAR has the signal. Like I said, if all these other names follow suit, okay, you guys are going to see a massive rally. This is going to be the most hated altcoin season ever because of how bearish people were. I mean, people have never been more bearish, guys. We've been talking about the fear and greed index for the last, I don't know, probably 2 weeks. Extreme fear. This is the lowest we have ever been on the sentiment of crypto, meaning it has never felt worse. It has never felt worse to be a crypto investor. You can see people are more fearful than they have ever been in history in crypto. We've been talking about that, right? Warren Buffett says, buy the fear, sell the greed. Well, everybody's scared. Everybody's running for the door. That is when you want to load up. That is when you want to load your bags, okay? Plug your ears. Don't look at the news. Don't look at the media. Don't look at what retail's saying. Look at the damn chart, folks. If we're down here, this is opportunity time. I've been comparing us to farmers, right? First we're Spartans, but then we are also farmers, okay? Most of the Spartans were actually farmers. That's how they made their livings. They grew their food. They didn't go to Safeway or Walmart or Trader Joe's to get their food. They grew it, right? They were farmers. But in the end, right, there's a season to plant and there is a season to harvest, okay? When we are down here, we are planting seeds, okay? Plant, okay? Up here, we are taking profits. We are harvesting what we planted down here. Okay, if you guys bought when HBAR was down here last time in October or whenever this was, from August to November, right? We hung down there for 3 months, right? People get impatient when we just go sideways for 3 months. But then what happened? Whoop! 4 cents all the way up to 40 cents for a 800% move. And these guys just actually announced a partnership with and by the way, we actually got the signal before this was announced. I just want to make that clear. This signal came before this news crossed, but you could see right here that HBAR has partnered with FedEx. So FedEx, they're going to pretty much run their infrastructure through with HBAR's technology. So they have a partnership now with FedEx, one of the biggest shipping companies in the world. And again, the dot came before we got that news, which is absolutely insane. But this looks really good here off that green dot, and I think we got a golden dot alert on this as well. Daily charts trying to break out here. Look at that monthly. Oh, that looks good. That's a bull hammer right there. Okay, a bull hammer is when they shove it down, and guess what? The buyers said, nope, we're going back up. Okay, that is a bull hammer candle on the monthly chart of HBAR. That looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, that looks beautiful. So loving HBAR for next week. These all look really good, guys. ENA, this is kind of a newer project as well. The chart isn't my favorite. It's just sitting really far off of its average. So something to keep your eye on. Again, some of these newer projects that have some backing, these guys just announced a partnership with Cedus, actually, which is that Sui network protocol, the DEX. But again, what are we looking for? We're looking for the green dot to confirm the signal. I know it's very hard to not buy stuff down here off of the signal and wait for the signal, but you know, if you want to stay disciplined, wait for it. Okay, if you feel like you're ready to add or start a position, start a position. Okay, you could start a small position and then just, if it goes down, right, just buy more. But ultimately, guys, I think these signals are coming in the next 1 to 3 weeks. Okay, if we can close at these prices or higher here this week, like if ENA gets back up here to like 14 cents, oh my gosh, we are going to get a massive snapback, massive snapback. Okay, and you got Stellar Loomis here. Again, just looking for the green dot here. This one, we've been talking about this blue line for a while, right? This is the 4-year moving average. Okay, the blue line is our 4-year moving average. It is a 200 EMA, which means on a weekly chart, it is a 200-week moving average. Okay, so when you come over here to the cheat sheet, okay, we have our average right here. Mean is just another word for average. Okay, so as a trader, okay, the best thing you can do, the only two places you want to buy are at the mean. Okay, you want to buy at the average or below the average. We never want to buy up here off of the average. Okay, when things are going parabolic, this is when everyone's excited, right? This is when that fear and greed index is at all-time highs, right? Everyone's buying, everyone's talking about it, everyone's having a good time. But when you're buying up here off of the average, right, you're buying at a 60% premium. That's like going to the grocery store and buying your groceries at a 60% premium. So what I could say about Stellar right now is that it's sitting, okay, about 30% off of its 4-year average, which would tell us we are below the mean, right? Which means we are in despair. Okay, more people are selling this thing, but you could see the buyers trying to step in right here. What are we waiting for? We need that signal to confirm. But by looking at this chart, that 13-cent level that we hit last week looks like the bottom from here. Ondo as well, guys. Oh my gosh, these charts look so good. I can't get over it, man. I am so excited for the rest of the year. I mean, it has been a painful couple of weeks, right? We have dropped 50% on a lot of these names in 4 weeks, okay? Oh my gosh. But, I mean, the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip. And, I mean, this liquidated a lot of people. A lot of leverage got flushed out of the market on this. And now it's time for the new money to come in. I mean, this green line right here, that line turning green, that's the RSI. When that's green, that means we are in extreme oversold conditions, okay? Look how far off of the white line we are. So this one doesn't have a blue line, okay? This one doesn't have a blue line because it's too new. There's not enough data to populate the 200-week moving average because there hasn't been 200 weeks yet, okay? But you could see we are currently 71% off the yearly average. So again, everyone's talking about Ondo up here at $2, having a good time, all jacked up, right? They're, yeah, baby. Okay, they're having a good time, right? This is not when we want to buy, okay? We want to buy when the sentiment is like the last couple of weeks, okay? When everything sucks, like it sucks, okay? It sucks to watch your positions go down 50% in the matter of 3 or 4 weeks. It doesn't feel good, okay? But understanding that, hey, there are hundreds of millions of people in cryptocurrency. They are all feeling the effects of it, okay? We can't control the prices. What we can control is our reaction to the prices. So if you're going to be the person that's going to buy when everybody else is happy and everybody else is jacked up and everyone else is having the greatest time and telling everybody how great they are, right? They're calling their grandma and they're calling their mom and their dad and their cousins and their brothers and their sisters and saying, crypto, baby, right? And now they're embarrassed, right? Because they told their family and people to buy up here, right? And not down in this area. So again, when things suck, okay, and it has sucked the last 3 weeks for everybody, folks. It hasn't just sucked for you. It sucked for me, and it sucked for the rest of people who are investors in the crypto technology, right? We're investing in crypto because we believe in it over the long term, right? We're thinking, I mean, we're 1 to 6 months out here, but you got to think of things over a right, like a 5 to 10 year period. Like, is this technology, is this project going to be around in 10 years? If you can't say yes to that, you probably shouldn't be investing in it. Okay, and 10 years is a long time. Maybe move it to 5, but hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. We need to buy good projects. Meme coins are a scam. If you want to go to the casino, go to the casino. Okay, have a drink, have a good time. Okay, but I don't choose to swim in that pond. Okay, I don't drink, I don't gamble. I invest in assets. Okay, assets. And the only thing you have to ask yourself in crypto is is this. Is money going to flow into crypto over the next 5 years, or is it going to flow out of crypto over the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, look how far we are down, folks. Okay, this is like going to your favorite store and because they're having an 82% sale on your favorite products. Does that make sense? Okay, from the top, from the average, 82% off. Okay, you should be throwing a party. You should be calling up, this is when you should be calling up your family and your people to say, hey, remember that crypto thing? Okay, maybe I was wrong back here in August or up here in December when everyone was all jacked up, but now, yeah, now's a good time. Okay, so yeah, like Bob said, it's here to stay. Crypto's not going anywhere. I tell you guys, the biggest risk to crypto, and this is for stocks too. I mean, this is for everything, really. The biggest risk is the grid going out. If the grid goes out, we lose everything. I mean, all the money we have invested in crypto. If the grid goes out, electric grid, bye-bye, that's it for crypto. RIP. But unless that happens, I mean, that's Armageddon. I mean, if the grid goes out all around the world, I mean, people are going to eat each other. That's just the reality of the situation. People are going to starve, okay, because no one knows how to grow their food anymore or hunt or anything like that. We've been conditioned to rely on an electric grid, right? That could go out at any second. So I'm not here to, talk about that because I don't think it's going to happen. But, I mean, anything can happen, right? Nothing is 100% certain except for the existence and reign and rise of Jesus Christ, as you may know. But hopefully you guys get my point, right? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen in the chat? Spartans! Whew! I'm excited, man. This is crazy times, dude. And I'm so proud of everybody listening to this and watching this here. Okay, that has not quit. That if you have not quit, congratulations. Okay, you didn't lose. Okay, there are only winners and quitters. There's no such thing as winners and losers. Okay, there are only winners and quitters. That's it. That's it. So if you didn't quit, I want you to give yourself a hand, dude. Give yourself a freaking hand. We're coming up out of this. We're coming out of this, folks. Crypto is here to stay. If you don't believe that, you should not be investing in crypto. And I know we've gone over a lot of crypto, but we do have a lot of stocks coming up here as well. So we actually have quite a few stocks here on the list today. So we got a few more names we're covering. For some reason, all the crypto are first. But again, we do have stocks. You got PayPal in there. A lot of names that are setting up really nicely. Aero, A-E-R-O. This is Aerodrome Finance. So I was talking about Cedus as being the liquidity provider, the DEX for the Sui network. Well, Aerodrome is the liquidity provider, DEX, for the Base network, which is Coinbase's DEX. So again, remember, there's all these different chains, right? You got Sui, you got Avalanche, you got Ethereum, you got Cardano, you got XRP. They're all their own like layer one technologies, right? I don't know how else to explain it. And then you have these projects that are built on those networks, like Aerodrome. Okay, so this is the DEX for Base's layer one, right? Their network, which is operated and owned by Coinbase. So this is a very strong fundamental play. They have the backing of Coinbase, one of the biggest exchanges in the world. And again, look where we're bouncing right now. I mean, this looks beautiful. Okay, look where we bounced here in April. I don't know if you guys were in the markets in April. Some of you were. Some of you were. Okay. But you guys remember the sentiment back in April, right? We were buying in April, okay? We were buying in April. I bought Aerodrome in April, I think around 40, 50 cents. I can't remember. But we sold this thing up here at around 160, okay? We sold it up here, okay? Bought here, sold here, huge trade last year, okay? And now it's sold off. Now we're down here. Now we're looking to get back in because it's planting season. This is when we need to put the seeds in the ground. This is when we need to do our work. We need to be out in the field, right? Not running for the door, running scared, going to, find the next shiny object that you think is just going to get you rich, right? This takes time, dude. This takes time. You listen to Warren Buffett, you listen to Charlie Munger, any of the great investors out there, okay? One of Warren Buffett's quotes, one of my favorite quotes from Warren Buffett is, the markets are designed to transfer the wealth from the active, okay, from the active okay, to the patient, okay? So the active people are the day traders. They're in there buying and selling, right? Every green day they buy, every red day they sell. And then there's the patient that just holds, right? That just holds and looks to buy more. And then when stuff goes up, we got to cash out. Okay, we gotta take our profit. We gotta rotate into either a high yield savings account, or you could even stake crypto for like 4 or 5% APY sometimes. So you could just earn 4 or 5% until we come back down here into this area. Then we deploy the capital again, okay? And then we buy down here, go up, rinse and repeat, right? These markets don't go straight up or straight down. I mean, they definitely do, but you could see how they move in waves, right? We want to catch the bottom of the wave and sell the top of the wave, okay? Same thing with a MACD. It's the same thing, okay? There's a bunch of divergence indicators, okay? And I've built this template, all these indicators, all the settings, everything. I've built this over 9 years, so it's taken a long time for me to figure out everything and how it all works together. And I try my best to explain everything to you guys, but you know, I am not 100%. These dots are not 100%. Okay, if you get a green dot and you get a red dot, this green dot is invalidated, right? You need to do something to limit your risk, either open up a short position or set a stop loss, because again, if a red dot comes, that means we're going down. Green means up, red means down, but this pattern develops very often, right? You get the green, red, green, rip. Green, red. Like I said, if we get this green dot on Aerodrome in the next 1 to 3 weeks, it's going to be a party. I mean, we're going to snap back, okay, at least to the average, okay, at least to 80, okay, and we're sitting at 30 right now. So I like Aerodrome next week. This is Radium, so this is actually my play on Solana. This one is currently sitting 81% off of its 4-year average. Radium, Radium is what Aerodrome is to Base and what Cedus is to Sui. Like, they need these DEXs in order to operate. Like, they can't, the systems don't work, the swaps don't work, the meme coin stuff don't work unless you have these DEXs, and these DEXs make their money based on volume and trades, right? So Radium is the DEX for Solana, right? Solana needs Radium in order to operate, okay? So Radium is a stock that I really like. And again, right now, I started buying this thing, I think, around 90 cents. So I'm down probably 35% on the position right now. And I mean, it's sitting 81% off of its 4-year average. So if it just bounces back to the average, if it just goes back to the blue line, that's 330%. 330%. That is wild, okay? Even if it gets to 170, say it just goes to the white line, right? 216, okay? I mean, I'm happy with 100%, guys. I'm happy if this just goes back to 110 or 150, right? It's gonna snap back. This wave is gonna come back up here. It's just a matter of when, and no one knows the time or the date, okay? Just like the return of Christ, no one knows. People can sit here and say they know, but they don't. All we can do is look for, right? We can look at the data and we can use logic. Okay, no emotion involved in our trading strategy. If you bought here, okay, you could have set a stop loss right here at 80 cents, okay, and been stopped out, or you could have shorted it if you know how to short this crypto, okay. But now, what I'm doing, I mean, I'm still holding through this. I'm staking my Radium. I'm cool with it right now, okay. We're down here in planting season. If anything, I'm looking to buy more on the next signal, okay, because again, I believe this wave is going to come back up here eventually. I don't know when. But I got a feeling it's going to happen, because again, I have done my fundamental analysis. Again, nothing is certain, but when something is 80% off the average, and it has decent fundamentals, okay, what if the stock of Apple or Amazon was down 80% off of its average? I mean, you guys would rush to buy those. So it's the same kind of thing. You just got to know what you're buying. If you don't know what you're buying, you won't have the conviction to hold through a dip. Like, everything that I own, I know exactly what they do. I know what the tech does. I understand their goal, their mission, right? I'm not just buying Buttcoin and Fartcoin because it's funny. No, I'm investing into technologies. Fundamentals matter. Okay, you can't just buy stupid penny stocks with this strategy. Sometimes it'll work, but it feels a lot easier. It's a lot easier to invest in stuff that you know and understand, okay, rather than just something that, you know, someone said on Twitter. Do your research, okay? Do understand what you're buying. We have a great research tool over here, actually, in the Discord, the research tool. So if you don't know what something is, like, you could see someone looked up, Sam looked up SoundHound AI. So I'll just type in the same thing, /info So all you got to do is go to the research tab, type /info, INFO, hit enter, and then what you're going to do is you're going to type in the ticker. So I'll just do SoundHound too, just for the sake of this video. And then you click on your, right, you want to make sure it's a stock or a crypto. This one says common stock, which is SoundHound, which is a stock here. And I believe this one's on the watch list too. But you can read what they do. All right, you can check out what they do. They're an innovative technology company specializing in voice-enabled artificial intelligence solutions. They have a market cap of $3 billion. They're a software and application business. This is where their business is located. Here's how many employees they have. Here's what the price change is on the day, the month, and the past 52 weeks. You guys get it. And you can actually click on this, and I think it takes you to their website, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's going to take you right to their website. So that's the research tool. That thing alone is fire, dude. I mean, that is just, if you ever want to know what something is, boom. I'm looking it up. I know I got the website. I got the description. I got it all. What's going on in the chat? Clayton, my brother. Jeffrey says, Jesus is king. Amen, brother. Amen to that. Crypto Cartel, what's going on, dude? Mark, Bobby, Jeff, what's going on, dude? Moreno, do your research. Absolutely. Do I think Solana will go back to 200? Yeah, I do think Solana will go back to 200. I think it's in this list. I think Solana's somewhere in here, so just hang tough. Sui, this is what I was talking about earlier. Again, I think this is one of the fastest growing blockchains out there right now. It's making a higher low. So a higher low is when we bounce at a higher spot here. Guys, it's just slow. Oh my gosh, I just cannot get over how bullish this stuff looks. Okay, I started buying right here at around 130, and now it's down at $1. $1 is right where I wanted to average down. Okay, just looking for the signal here now. When that happens, I can make my decision if I want to buy more. I mean, when that green dot comes, we could be up here at 125, which is like right around where I bought it, so it wouldn't make sense to average down. I'm just waiting on the signal. Okay, I want to see the signal, but I really like how this chart is setting up here. We're currently down close to 65% off of that's the 1 year moving average. So again, if you don't see one of the indicators on your chart, it's because it's too new. There hasn't been 200 weeks to go by, so you can't see the blue line because it doesn't get you the data. But what we can see is that we're down here in planting season. So like I said, the next set of green dots, guys, I think that's it. I think that will kick off the altcoin season that we all have been so patiently waiting for. Okay, and I believe those are coming here by March. I think you're going to see it in March, maybe the first week of March or the week before March. If that happens, be prepared. Just be prepared, okay? That's all we got to do. Again, we can sit here and we can predict, and I can tell you, yeah, it's going to happen next Friday at 7 a.m. This is going to be up here at $7, and people are going to be going nuts. And no, I can't tell you for sure, dude. I can't. We think logically here. We can get emotional, we can get excited, or we can think, hey, let's wait for the signal, right? That's all we got to do. I mean, the signals haven't failed on Sui in the past, right? This came right back here in 2024. It was 68 cents. It went up to $5. Okay, everybody's all jacked up on Sui up here at $5. Why is that? Well, because we're in the mania phase. Okay, the mania phase is when people are enthusiastic. Do you think there's a lot of people out there beside the Spartan Army that are feeling pretty enthusiastic right now about the market? I know there's some. I definitely know there's some, but not a lot, not the majority. The majority is, hey, we're bearish, we're going down, bear market, 4 years, not going up, it's over, right? That's not enthusiasm, okay? That is not enthusiasm, that is despair, right? They just watched their accounts go down, right, over the last couple of weeks, and now they're in despair. Now they're shorting, and now it's going to come right back up out, and, right, they're going to be wrong again, just like how they were wrong up here. Right, when everyone's excited again, folks. This technology, it kind of feels like hacks, you know. But like I said, nothing is 100%, right? But what we can say, what we can be sure of, and this isn't the only indicator that will tell you right now that things are pretty bad, right? I mean, look at the fear and greed index. This is the lowest the sentiment in crypto has ever been. Okay, in my opinion, and in many opinions of other investors that I study, okay. The only way to make money in the markets is to buy when it is terrible, okay? When it is awful. Either if you can't buy, you hold, right? You don't sell when everything is just awful. You wait it out. You have some patience. You have some dignity. You stick to your plan, okay? We're not selling Sui till it comes back up here or gets to a spot where we might think it is topping out, okay? We're nowhere near that. Not here in February. We're not. We are in a great place, though, to be loading up, right? I mean, according to the tech, according to the indicators, all we need is a green dot there. Same thing with near. Okay, near, again, very far off of the average. You can see how it pulled back into the average there and then dumped. Okay, so again, now we're sitting about 65% off of the average. So if this just snaps back to the average, that's over a 2x on your investment. 131% right there. I bought Cedus on what did I buy that on? Phantom. I use the Phantom wallet. I just bought it on their website. You just connect any DEX, any decentralized wallet, right, like Coinbase, and then you go to their website and you can swap Sui or USDC for it. I do have a DeFi course over here if you guys want to learn about DeFi. This is a free course along with the trading course here. I also have an options course as well. So DeFi trading course, this will teach you about the indicators and the strategy. This will teach you about DeFi, liquidity pools, staking, and things like that. And then the options course will obviously teach you how to buy and sell stock options. So you guys can check all those out. The Discord is free to join. It's down in the description and pinned in the comments section. Morpho has the signal. So Morpho, given the signal here, tells us, right, this is the low. That's the bottom right there at 96 cents. Okay, if it breaks 96 cents, this dot is incorrect. Okay, because that's telling you, like, this is the bottom, right? So I put a stop loss at like 95 cents on Morpho, and that looks phenomenal. That looks phenomenal here. Okay, that looks like it's about ready to pop up. Okay, high or low, we bounced right here at 80. Now we're bouncing at 98. That's a bullish indication. XRP is into its average. So again, are we buying this at a, oh, what did my indicator? Oh, there we go. Are we buying this at a fair price, an expensive price, or a cheap price? Okay, again, there's only three places, right, we're buying at. We're either buying at the mean, which is a fair price. We're buying below the mean, which is a discounted price, but we're never buying up here, right? This is when we're selling. So you could see that when everyone was jacked up on XRP, we were up here in January and July. Everyone jumping for joy, calling for a $10,000 XRP by the end of the year, yada, 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 right? Everyone's jacked up, having a good time. Mania phase, okay? When people excited, no buy, okay? I know some of you people are like caveman in this chat, okay? I think we had a joke going on the other day. That was funny. That was funny, dude. Me caveman. Me want green candle. Okay? Me no buy up here. Me buy down here. Even when everyone else not do. Or me buy right here at fair price. 4-year average, my friend. Oh my gosh. But you can see we're sitting, where's XRP? It's right on its 4-year average right now. I mean, that is just, I might have to make a reel about this because that's awesome. Okay, I'm trying to find a piece of paper or something, or let's see if I could open up my notes over here. Excuse me. Google Docs. I got to open up a notepad real quick. But again, you're getting a fair price right now. Again, what we want to see is that green dot. Let's see. Make a reel on XRP being at 4-year average. Okay, again, this doesn't happen very often, folks. Last time we hit this average was back here in 2024. So you're about 2.5 months ago. Okay, and if you guys go back, to that video, I dropped a video right here in October. I literally sniped the bottom right here at 48 cents. Okay, this thing went all the way up to 350. I didn't sell up here, unfortunately, because I didn't wait for the red dot. I sold way too early. Okay, but I still made over like 100% on the trade. I think I sold somewhere in like the right in this area. Okay, between like 70 cents and $1.10. Okay, and I was happy with that because I bought it at 40 cents. Right, so 40 cents to $1.10. That's a great trade. I mean, that's a great trade. And our goal as traders is to be consistent. We're not shooting for the moon, okay? We're just shooting to be consistent. If you can make 100% on your trades, dude, you're going to be fine. You're going to do well in the markets. And again, you never make money buying up here, okay? Buying up here, you never make money with this strategy. If we're that far off of the mean, we don't want it. But right now, XRP right at a fair price right here at its 4-year average, You're seeing it here, February 13th. We'll see what this thing does, but to me, that looks like the bottom. Okay, if we get a green dot and it comes up above 110, beautiful. Again, oversold. Everything is screaming oversold. Look at the last time we turned green. That was back here at 30 cents. It ripped. Okay, it ended up ripping over the next few months. Okay, and that's just the RSI. That's a basic indicator. Everyone knows. If you don't know what the RSI is, look it up on YouTube or something. Sound like Asian caveman? Definitely not an Asian caveman, but that's hilarious, dude. You know, I spend roughly on subscriptions like Coinbase and TradingView. The only subscription I think I do pay for a Coinbase. I pay about $30, but honestly, I'm not even trading on Coinbase anymore. I'm out of Coinbase. I'm trading on Robinhood and also Phantom. Those are the two, and I have a couple other apps as well that I use to connect to like DEXs. But TradingView, I have the best subscription out there, so it's like, I don't know, it's pretty expensive. But you don't need that subscription. The only reason I have the max subscription is because I can set alerts on watch lists. So I don't have to go through each and every name. I can literally just pick my watch list, and then I can set up my alerts. And then when a green dot or a red dot comes right on this watch list, it's going to notify me. So if you don't have that plan, or I'm not sure what plan you get that at, but that's why I have it. So, but you only need the essential. If you want to use the indicators, if you want to use the layout, you only need the essential plan, which I think is like $15 a month. That's literally all you need. Okay, and Robinhood, I think Robinhood has a subscription that I pay like $50 a year for, and you get a bunch of benefits and stuff. So, not much. I don't spend much on subscriptions. Not even $100, I don't think. $100 a month. Uniswap's down here as well. This is the one BlackRock bought yesterday. So again, if BlackRock is buying it, what does that tell you? Okay, BlackRock is buying it at a huge discount, right? They're getting it 70% off right now. We're not going to be down here long, folks. I'm telling you, we're gonna get a snapback. It's gonna happen. Okay, this is not sustainable to keep dropping like this. Okay, this was the bottom right here at 275. Okay, we're 68% now off of the average. That is disgusting. Okay, that is like literally right here on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like literally right here. We're right here right now, dude. 60% below the average is insane. And if BlackRock's buying it, that tells you everything you need to know. And again, that's just from the news that we got over here in the Discord. I'm not going to try to find it, but if you guys want to go look up the article, BlackRock is buying Uniswap, and they also bought BMNR today as well, or not today, but maybe this week sometime, probably in the past 2 weeks. Like you'll probably see a big look at the big volume bar there. That was probably BlackRock right there. Okay, coming in buying it up. Well, BMNR is a treasury company for Ethereum. Okay, it is an Ethereum treasury company. So the big guys, right, the BlackRocks who manage trillions and trillions of dollars, the smart money, okay, not user 176592 on Twitter, BlackRock, the $1 trillion money manager, they're buying, right? There's proof. You can see it. They have to tell us when they buy. They have to disclose when they buy and sell. They have to. Okay, and we have social media to tell us when it does. And we call out all the news alerts right over here. The big major news alerts all get called out here in the Discord. Okay, I've been tweeting like a madman lately, but right, we get all the major news from Watcher Guru and a lot of these other news channels that we follow. Okay, so all the news is called out right over here. And we saw that BlackRock was buying BMNR, and they were also buying Uniswap. Uniswap was the other one they're buying. So again, I want to buy when they're buying, okay? Because again, the smart money's buying when when things are 70% off. I mean, dude, I can't explain it any better than you going to your favorite store and everything's 80% off. Whether that's Cabela's, fishing store, maybe it's a meat store, grocery store. I don't know. I don't know what you're into, okay? But I can't explain it any better than that, right? If we're using a mean, if we're using an average, and the only way to tell if you're getting a fair price is if you're getting it at the average, right? And if you're getting it 70% off the average, that's a 4-year average. The average price over 4 freaking years, dude. I can't explain how bullish I am, guys. I really can't. Okay, we're at least going to get a snap back here, at least to the 50. Look how many times it's done it. snaps back to the 50, snaps back to the 50, snaps back to the 50, snaps back to the 200, snaps back over the 200, snaps back to the 200. Okay, what do you think this is going to do? It always returns to the mean. And when you're 70% off of it, folks, this is not a time to panic. It's not a time to run for the door. Okay? It's not. It's just not. Okay, if this technical analysis stuff, which has been around for probably over 100 years, I don't know how else to explain it, folks. I don't. Okay? But I'm telling you, I made this channel for this reason, because stuff like this happens, right? We get manipulated, right? The markets are manipulated, okay? And then people just lose their minds. Like, it's okay to do nothing. It's okay to sit on your hands and be patient and have some faith, okay? That's what the Bible commands us to do, okay? To have faith, to embrace the hard times, and be patient, right? We're here for a reason. That's a fact. We are here for a reason. We're not here by mistake. God didn't put you here by mistake. Exactly, Bobby. Exactly. Snapchat. I pretty much quadrupled down on this. Okay, I have a very large position on Snapchat here. Okay, pretty decently large. Okay, I think it's probably 15% of my portfolio, which is big. Okay, I don't like going over 5%, but I have been buying this for a long time. I've been buying this a long time. I bought some here at 9, I bought some here at 7, and now it's down to 5. And $5 is literally the low from back here in 2018. This is an 8-year low, the lowest price in almost a decade that I'm getting to buy Snapchat here. Okay, and I believe Snapchat is not going anywhere. I've showed you guys the data before. They have 477 million daily active users. Okay, 477 million. That's bigger than the legal population of the United States using their app every day. So my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just here to present information. I'm not here to tell you what to buy and sell. I'm here to tell you information, right? Give you information and also gather information. Okay, and the information I'm trying to portray is we haven't been this low in a decade. Okay, Snapchat is not a dead company. When you have almost 500 million people using your app every day, you are not a dead company. Okay, so again, 8-year low, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, this thing literally hit this level back here in November 2018 and then proceeded to go all the way up to $80 over the next, well, that was from what, 2019 to 2021. So in 2 years, this went over 1,000% last time. It was down here. So somebody stepped in down here and bought it. Let's see if they step in again and buy it. My thesis with it, as you guys know, is it's going to get bought out by Facebook, by Microsoft, by Amazon, by TikTok. Somebody's going to buy them out. Okay, they're going to pay a premium for the stock, so they'll probably pay $23, $24, $34. And when that happens, I'm out. See ya. Have a nice day. Okay? And if they don't sell it, they'll probably just figure it out. If you can't make money off 500 million subscribers, I mean, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? There's something going on there. It doesn't make sense for it to be down here. It is a better app now than it was back here. The only difference is now there's X and now there's TikTok. So they could be losing users a little bit, but I don't think it's anything crazy. Okay, they actually beat their earnings by 200% and beat their revenue. So they're doing better than expected. So again, 8-year low, that's all you need to know. Lowest price in a decade for a company that isn't dead. People are saying it's not dead. I know that for a fact. I see people use it every single day. It's really big in like the younger generation, like Gen Z. Like, I have a little brother, and that's like how they communicate. Like, they just Snapchat each other all day long. And it's like, okay. I don't get it, but I do know that it's not a dead company. So, SoundHound, same thing. This one's down here below its yearly average, just looking for the signal. STLA is another one of those companies like Snapchat that has just gotten smoked over its, I don't even know what happened right here, but it was down 26% last week. This one's down from 14 all the way down. I mean, it's 50% off right now, 50% off of its average, its 4-year average. This is a big car company. So you could see it had a big liquidation event back here in 2020. That was COVID. Okay, it went from $6 all the way back to 21, and they pay actually a pretty good dividend. This actually looks like a pretty good safe bet here. This is a huge company. I mean, they are massive. I think they make like $90 billion, I think, a quarter or something. Yeah, $87 billion they made last quarter. That's revenue, dude. That's almost as much as Amazon makes. Okay, so again, very undervalued in regards to the average, right, into the technicals. So I really like STLA. I actually might start a position again. I think I got stopped out on it around 10. But now that it's down here at 7, I'm very interested. I'm very interested in STLA down here. It looks really good. Okay, I don't know what happened. Must have been a news event or something. I must have missed it. But again, I was looking at this today, and when we're 50% off of a 4-year average on a stock that I think they pay a pretty good dividend. Let me look up their dividend real quick. Their dividend is, they don't pay a dividend? Oh my God. I thought they paid a dividend. They must have dropped their dividend. One sec. Does STLA stock pay a dividend? 26 quarterly reports following significant drop in earnings, massive write-down. Oh, it's suspended. Ouch! It's suspended. It's dividend. Ouch! Dividend suspended as of February 2026. So they got rid of their dividend. That must have been the news. That must have been the news event right there. See, a little bit of research and you can see. Okay, they got rid of their dividends. So that probably turned a lot of people off, but they're probably going to save a ton of money by doing that. So they're probably trying to raise money. I don't know. What do you guys think? When a company suspends their dividend, I don't know, man. If this thing goes down to 6, I'll definitely buy some. But that's interesting. That's very interesting. And again, very big discount down here. ASST, this one is right down here at the lows. I got some options on this. I think I'm down pretty big on those options, but I'm hoping this one holds on to 650. I told you guys I invested into this because of their founder. What's his name? He ran for president against Trump. He's the Indian guy. ASST. I could look him up here real quick. If my stuff decides to load. Matt Cole is the CEO, but I think, what's his name? Riddick has a significant share in the company. At least that's what I heard. I'm not seeing his name on this list. It was founded by blah, 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 blah. It's an asset management, so it's like a Bitcoin treasury company. So it's pretty much like a, you can see here, I'm reading about it. Strive engages in the provision of an asset management Bitcoin treasury. It is focused on maximizing value for shareholders, accumulating Bitcoin, and outperforming Bitcoin over the long run. The company was founded by yada, 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 yada. I think that guy must have just took a position in it. I think his name's Vivek or something like that. But he ran for president. At least that's what I heard. I don't see that in the Robinhood description, but he must have said that he bought it or something. Yeah, Ramsway. Ramsway. Yep. I think it's Vivek. He just seemed like a smart guy. I listened to some of the stuff he said. I mean, I don't agree with everything everyone says all the time, but he seemed like a smart guy, and he's a billionaire. So he has a whole lot more money than I do. So anyway, Chainlink. This obviously you guys know how invested I am in this. This is my largest position. And again, this thing has gotten smoked over the last couple of weeks. This is down 47% off of its 4-year average. So I just cannot, I just can't believe it. Like I almost want to sell one of my rental houses to just put it all into Chainlink right now. And I only have one rental house. If it was easy to do, like if I could sell my house tomorrow, I would do it. But it takes such a long time and it's such a long process. I guess a HELOC is another option, but I mean, this is just stupid, right? I think my money's going to grow a lot faster in Chainlink, which is pretty much the technology of cryptocurrency. Like it's crypto doesn't work without Chainlink. If Chainlink goes away, crypto's screwed. Everything's going to go to zero. Okay? And if you know about Chainlink, look at this. This was some news that dropped today too. This Chainlink co-founder, I can't say his name, Sergey Nazarov, appointed to CFTC Innovation Advisory Committee. So the co-founder, the guy who's co-running the company, is now on the committee, the Committee Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC. Okay, he has joined the committee. He is the co-founder of Chainlink. Do you guys get the picture where this is going? Okay, he is a big deal, and he runs Chainlink, and Chainlink, nothing exists without it. If you guys go research, I've done so much research on Chainlink. I've followed them for 5 or 6 years. I mean, I know everything about them, what they do, who their owner is, who their CEO is, and it's 50% off of its 4-year average right now. I started buying right here at 12. I thought I was getting a fair price. I was getting a fair price because I was getting it right here at the 200. Guess what? Now it's on a discount. So I was getting it at a fair price here. Now we're getting it at a big discount. Again, when we're that far below the average, we're in despair. This is the area we want to accumulate, along with being at that mean. I don't feel bad buying Chainlink right here. I don't. Even though it dropped 50%, I don't care. I don't care. If anything, all I'm thinking about is trying to buy more. How do I raise more money to buy more? But because my position's already so big, I don't need to buy more. I own a lot of Chainlink. I own 10,000 coins. Okay? And now it's all the way down here at 7. And guess what? I want to buy more. But I like to be diversified, right? I mean, if there was anything I would go all in on, it'd be Chainlink. I'll just say that. If you're basing it off technology and utility, Chainlink is the one. Chainlink is the winner. Okay? And it's literally at a $6 billion market cap. $6 billion is so small, dude. $6 billion is tiny. Let's go find it. Market cap, $6 billion. Okay, $6 billion. XRP is $85 billion. So to do some basic math here, okay, $85 billion XRP. Let's just say Chainlink gets to 60 billion. Okay, let's say it gets to 60 billion. That's not even what XRP is sitting at today. But let's just say it happens. Because in my opinion, there's a lot more utility out of Link than there is XRP. But that would 10x our market cap. This right here would have a 0. It would be $80. Okay, so that's 10x if it just gets close. Like if it goes to the same market cap of Solana. If it catches Solana in market cap and beats it by a little, that's $80. That's an $80 coin. And you're buying it at $8 right now. Undervalued. Okay? The co-founder is getting signed on to the CFTC. Okay? Guy knows what he's doing. Okay? They know what they're doing. Follow the money, folks. And follow Jesus. You said do a HELOC? I would. I should, huh? I should just take a HELOC. I don't need to right now. Dude, I got enough in crypto right now where I'm chilling. Okay? I have invested heavily over the last few months. And I just don't want to go. I don't want to pay an interest rate. I mean, it makes so much sense. Like, it's so tempting, man. It's so tempting. It's hard. It's hard not to go get a HELOC right now. Because this is wild. I mean, it's not going to be down here very long. Okay, once we get that green dot, this thing will be at least back here to 14. Again, if you think what I think about Chainlink, it's going to get to that $80 mark one day. It's not going to be tomorrow or next week, but I believe it's at least a $50 billion market cap coin. At least $50 billion. It can get to half of what XRP's at. AVAX, this one's also sitting at a big premium off its 200. I've heard a lot about AVAX. I just don't see a big uprising in it. You know, I like the Sui network a lot more. I think Sui has a lot more, a better, more excited, enthusiastic community than AVAX does. But I could be wrong, right? The thing with AVAX is it's gotten hammered, right? It's down here, it hit its average, right, and sold all the way off down here to what? Down here at 750. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad place to buy if you believe in it. And there's a lot of good talk about it. It's literally sitting right here at the 2023 lows. I just don't know enough about it. And I don't think all of the layer ones are going to last, and I'm just not sure about AVAX. It hasn't crossed my desk really. It is listed on Robinhood, that's why it's in the watch list. But for those of you that do believe in it, that maybe know something about it that I don't, because I really haven't researched it much, so I can't have a fundamental opinion. What I could tell you though is that it's 75% off of its 4 years. So there's just so many crypto names. I just got to be very, very direct with what I mean, I would love to buy all of them, right? But I have about 20 names in my portfolio, so we'll be reviewing this list, my portfolio here on. We will be reviewing this on Monday. Every Monday I go over my portfolio because you guys always want to know what I'm buying and selling, so I like to have a day where I just go over everything. Today is obviously the watch list. The watch list is every Friday, and then chart requests are for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we do chart requests Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Watch list Friday, portfolio update on Monday. Here's Joby, Joby. This is aviation company. So again, where are we on the wave? We're down here. So again, when this blue wave is down here below the white line, that tells us we've capitulated. We've gone down at least 50%, okay? At least 50% depending on the stock you're looking at, okay? 53% down on Joby, okay? So again, 50% drop, we call that capitulation. If it's down 50 to 70%, it's capitulated. And again, the easiest way I like to measure if we've capitulated is if this wave is down here. If it has, we're getting it right after a pullback. We don't want to get it up here after we've capitulated the other way. Okay, I don't know what you call that. Reverse capitulation, rip. Okay, we don't want to buy after this. We want to buy after that. Okay, because again, buy the bottom, sell the top. Buy low, sell high. AVAX is number 7 for RWA, total value locked. Yeah, but how much? It wasn't it like $1 billion or something? I mean, is $1 billion really that something to brag about? I mean, $1 billion is like a meme coin. Like, it's really not that much. If it was like 100 billion, then I'd be like, okay, that's legit. But to me, just $1 billion, and that's nothing really to brag about, I don't think. Would you rotate out of AVAX into, if it was me, just based on what I know about Chainlink and Sui? Yes, but like I said, I didn't even know that, what Bobby said. I didn't know it had number 7 in the real world asset. So sounds like they want to get into real world assets. I just don't know a whole lot about that sector. I know I invest in Chainlink, which is also involved in that. So again, I buy what I know and what I understand. I don't understand AVAX. I don't see what sets them apart from some of the, like, why would I want to buy the number 7 name? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to buy number 1. What's the number 1? Like, number 7, that's like a participation trophy. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to participate. We're here to dominate. Is sold displaying a red dot? I think it's coming. I think it's coming up here on the list. It doesn't have a green dot yet. I know that. But like I said, we're shooting for like 1 to 3 weeks out on the next round. Here's Joby. Again, this is that aviation company. Look where we're at. We're into our average. So we are now getting a fair price. Again, everyone's jacked up about this at 20. We're at a fair price now. So what are we missing? We're missing our green dot. I would like to see if this thing bottoms here at around $9. There was a lot of hype, a lot of talk about this company. I think they do drone stuff, I want to say. They're into like drones and things. You're buying it at a fair price here. Okay, that's all I can say. $9 is the fair price value. If you're looking at it from the meme standpoint, you need the signal. Okay, you can buy it here at a fair price. If it goes down to $6.50, you can buy more. Right? Don't go all in on one place. Right? I have a rule in the trading rules that we discuss in the course that you should not exceed 2.5% of your total portfolio. Your total portfolio, right? So if you have a $100,000 portfolio, wherever it is, right, whatever it is, 2.5% of 100,000 is 2,500. Right, so on this green dot, if you ever enter on a green dot, 2.5% max, okay? And then if you get you could add 2.5% here, 2.5% here, 2.5% here. So you're adding 3 times, and then you have a 7.5% position. And then what happens? Boom, you rip. It rips, you take profit, and you get out. So that's kind of the idea. Because again, sometimes, boom, it comes, rip, okay? Sometimes it comes and you get a red one and then you get a green one. Well, this green one's just another opportunity to add. So that's why we don't like to go all in on one spot, because again, we know we're getting it at a fair price right now here at $9, right? We know we're getting it at a fair price. Okay, at $9. So great, right? We could bounce here. It's likely that we could bounce here. I think it probably is going to chop for a while, but if it does it, if it sells off and goes down to 6, well, guess what? Boom. I'm adding another 2.5% to my position. I'm building my position because I believe in this company on the next green dot. Because most likely, if you get a green dot right here and it breaks that, we'll get a red dot and then we'll send it down. So hopefully that makes sense. This just looks interesting here. Again, what are we watching for? We're watching for the signal. P-Sky, I took a position on this at $11. It's down $10.41. Not freaking out at all. Again, I jumped the green dot here. I think I played... This one had a golden dot actually yesterday or a couple days ago, right there at 10.30. Again, I bought this like at $11, so I literally don't care that I'm down like $1 on it. But looking for a green dot, right? Boom. And we're right back here at support. I like Paramount a lot. They had that partnership announcement with the UFC. Just waiting for the signal, folks. That's what we're waiting on, looking at next week. Joby is basically flying taxis. Good to know. Good to know. I don't know how I feel about flying taxis, to be honest with you. This ain't Star Trek, man. I want to go backwards. I want to go back to riding a horse. That's what I want to do. Screw the cars. Let's go back to horses and wagons. Not this flying taxi stuff, man. It's just too much, dude. All the robot, AI, all this stuff, it's too much. It's way too much. Let's just keep it simple. Let's just be simple people. Let's live simply within our means. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason everyone's so worked up and depressed and anxious is because there's too much going on. There's too much news. There's too much information. It's just blah, 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 blah every single day. One week it's this, and the next week it's completely something else. Okay? Ugh. If I didn't have my podcast, I would not even be on social media, folks. I would totally delete it. If my podcast, my business, and my investments were not on, if I didn't have a podcast, I probably wouldn't even be on social media. I wouldn't be. That's a fact. It's just it's just this one week, this next week. It's too much, right? There's just too much going on. I like simplicity. But if taxis are going to be air taxis, I just don't feel like humans are going to be like... I just wouldn't get in one. Like these self-driving cars, no way, dude. I ain't letting some robot car drive me, dude. I'm sorry. I'm just not. It ain't happening, dude. I'll drive myself. Okay? I can do it. Okay? I'm a big boy. I'll get myself there myself. Thank you very much. Lyft selling off pretty big here. Looking for that green dot. On Lyft, this one's down below its 200 EMA. This is Uber's competition, making about $1.7 billion a quarter. This is a nice sell-off, though. So again, we're in our territory. We just need that signal on Lyft. We got S, which is cybersecurity company. This came down and it bounced right here at its low of 2023, right? 1250. Okay, just looking for the green dot there. Again, looking for a bounce. We got SMR. SMR sitting right here at a fair price. So if you're buying it at 14, you're buying it at a fair price according to the four-year spot. Again, we don't buy up here. Okay, like these people in chat that are telling you it's a bear market, right? They're screaming buy up here and they're screaming sell down here. They don't know what they're talking about. They just don't understand the market cycles. So again, we're buying down here and selling up here. That's our strategy. We're not trying to tell people it's a bull market, bear market. Okay, I do the opposite of what people think in those times. Okay, we want to do the complete opposite of what the herd's doing. If the herd's running for the door, exiting, trying to sell, okay, they're running for the hills, what are we doing? We're standing our ground. We're buying their bags from them because they're panicking at the wrong time. We are then taking, building assets during those times, those hard times, and then when the good times come, that's when we're harvesting. Patience is key. Okay, 90% of the trading game is waiting. It's waiting. It's waiting for that season to come. Okay, when the season comes, we cash out, and then guess what? We just go ahead and take a break and wait for planting season. We covered ETH, Moreno. Actually, Ethereum's coming. We haven't covered ETH yet. We'll talk about ETH here in a little bit. HPQ, this one's also down here. Give it a green dot. Just a huge company, right? They make $15 billion a quarter. Well, they're sitting about 36% off of their average. This one reminds me of Intel. Okay, we played Intel last year and made a ton of money on it. We were buying Intel down here at like $19. It's sitting at 46 today. I think we cashed out around 33, right around that average. But again, this reminds me of HPQ, reminds me of Intel. Okay, I think that's going to get a snap back. BMNR, we talked about this. This is that Ethereum treasury company. BlackRock is currently buying this. They released that today that they have bought some over the last couple weeks. I don't know the exact date that they bought, but the news is dropping today. They increased their position size by like, I think it was like 168% or something like that. Let me see. Okay, again, I try to present the facts. I don't want to ever lie to you guys. What do we got now? Yeah, here we go. Oh, and also Charles Schwab. So Charles Schwab discloses a 59% increase in ownership of BMNR. So that's Charles Schwab, right? That's another big brokerage, big investment company. They bought, they own 2.7 million shares. Okay, that's $74 million worth of BMNR. So they are increasing that, right? On February 13, 2026, Charles Schwab Investment Management Incorporated filed a 13F HR form disclosing ownership of 2.7 million shares of Bitmine Immersion Technologies, BMNR. That is an Ethereum treasury company. So again, as all these people in the chat and all these people on social media are telling you a bear market's coming, everything's going to zero. Charles Schwab, okay, and also the BlackRock, I'll show you the BlackRock one too, are disclosing massive positions in these Ethereum companies. Why is that? Why are they doing that? Because they know something that the majority doesn't. The majority wants you to think, oh, everything's going down, it's all over, this is it, see you later. That's what they want you to think. And in the background, right, to the people that are paying attention, that know where to look for their information, okay, they see something else, right? If you're selling down here, okay, and this had a stock split, so that kind of ruins the averages, but again, when everyone else is running for the door, when everyone else is quitting, when everyone else is giving up, that's when the breakthrough is about to happen. That's when it's coming. And if you quit, then you quit. Okay, I can't make you not quit. That's on you as a person, right? You need to take that up with yourself. So a lot of hard things happen in life, folks. A lot of hard things are going to happen in life. Not just an investment account going down. There's a reason that most people are just happy with 5% every year from their money manager. They go to Edward Jones or Charles Schwab and they give them all their money. They're like, hey, we'll pay you 5%. We'll give you 5% a year. Dude, inflation's at 11%. You're losing 6% by doing that, for one. But there's a reason that people don't want to look at the markets, because it is emotionally, right? It can emotionally affect you in a way, right, and make you make emotional decisions. But when you have a plan, when you have a goal, when you have a structured strategy, it makes it so much easier, okay, to think about things logically and not emotionally. Again, yes, it sucks that we're going down, but should we sell down here based on the past? And this is a terrible chart because you can't really see it, right? So let's just go to, I don't know, PayPal, right? PayPal's way down here. It sucks right now, dude. It's awful. Oh, everything sucks. We're 52% off the average. All we need to do is just bounce back to 80, and if you're buying here, that's 100%. If you're trading options, that's like 400 or 500% if it goes back up there, right? I mean, that's a ridiculous amount. If we just go back to the 4-year average, which it always tends to do, okay, even if it bounces here to 65, that's a beautiful bounce, okay? It's always going to retrace back into the mean. So, yeah. But again, Charles Schwab, BlackRock, I don't know where the BlackRock one is. I'm not sure. I can't really find it. But BlackRock did disclose, just like Charles Schwab. Yep, here it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Shout out to BMNR Bulls. BlackRock doubles down on Bitmine. So they disclosed on February 12th that they own 9 million shares of BMNR. Okay, $280 $145 million worth they own of this company. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for Bobby, Johnny? I haven't talked about Jasmine yet, no. Thoughts on Pyth? I think I covered that already. Yeah, it's on the list. If you guys join late, if we go over a name and you missed it, you guys can come watch the replay over here in the latest tab in the Discord. Again, the Discord link is pinned in the chat right now. It's also down in the description of the video. But the latest, come right here. You guys can watch the replay. All of our previous live streams are posted over here inside of the Discord. But BMNR looks good. If BlackRock and Charles Schwab are disclosing positions on February 12th and February 13th, I'm a buyer. Okay, I already own Ethereum. I did not buy BMNR. I mean, this is pretty much like a trade on Ethereum. But, yeah. SMCI still holding its green dot. So that one's still hanging on to its level right there at 27. If that one breaks down probably below 25, I will most likely be stopped out. But everything's still pointing up, right? I don't like to set my stop loss until I see a red dot appear. And if it closes, that's when I'll set the stop loss, and then boom, right? Won't ride out a big dip. So SMCI, again, still green, still looking good for next week. UPST, this one's in free fall right now. So this one looks like it wants to come down probably to 25 or 19. That would be my buy zone on this, because that just broke that support right there. So again, we're not doing anything fancy here. We're simply just waiting for a signal. But again, I like names that have capitulated and that are capitulating. I want to keep an eye on them for when they do bottom. That's why it's in our watch list. And again, I just shared this list with you guys over here in the watch list, so you guys can review all these names this week as well. You can pull them up. You guys can look at it on your indicators, and you guys can just kind of do your own analysis. I like to share that with you guys every week, so you guys can, look at all the names yourself, because ultimately I want to teach you guys how to fish. I don't want to give you guys fish. I want to teach you how to fish. I want to teach you how to do this, think about the markets, and ultimately succeed with investing, with building generational wealth for your families and for your communities. That is my goal. Okay, it's, again, if I go away one day and you're relying on me to fish for you, what are we going to do, right? What are you going to do? And you never know what's going to happen, man. You never know what's going to happen in life. IONQ, this one also down here. This is that quantum computing play. Again, everyone was jacked up about quantum up here at 80. So again, I want to see that green dot. This actually looks somewhat interesting. It looks very bearish on the macro, though. Yeah, I'd be holding tight on this. I'd be hanging tough. We just want to keep an eye on this one. I want to keep an eye on that. PayPal, dude. I mean, I started buying this at 60, so I'm down big. I even played options, so yeah, that drop hurt. But what I did down here was I doubled down. Okay, I didn't sell. I bought more. Okay, and I'm looking for the green dot to even buy more if it happens, but I think the bottom's in right here around 40. It went down to 38, but you could see they bought it right back up. So I'm just saying, hey, this one's going to go at least back to the 50, which is a 60% gain if it goes to 64, and a 98% move if it goes all the way up there to the 200. I mean, that's a big, I mean, look how oversold it is. That is just stupid. So as most people would probably sell down here, I am loading back up. Like, I am buying more down here. I don't think PayPal's going anywhere. This is another name that's sitting at a decade low, the lowest price in 10 years, folks. Lowest price in 10 freaking years, man. That is a long time. And Nancy Pelosi sold it. Apparently that's why it fell. It's like, no, it's manipulation. It's probably a takeover. Someone's probably buying them out or something, and they're like, hey, we're going to buy you out for 40 a share, or buy some shares or buy some ownership for $40 a share. Okay, here you go. Pfft. Dumps the price to 40, and then what do? They shove it right back up. So it's just extremely undervalued. And people are saying PayPal's dead. Well, dead companies don't make $8 billion a quarter. Okay, $8 billion with a B. They're doing just fine. Okay, they do loans. They're involved in crypto. They have Venmo, which is one of the most popular money transferring apps out there. Okay, they have a lot of products. They have PayPal. They have all these integrations. Okay. They're making $9 billion a quarter, dude. They're not, right? Back here when they were at this price, how much were they making then, huh? Let's see. Oh, they weren't even releasing earnings back then. Okay, let's just look. They were making $3 billion back here. Okay, why were they making $4 billion back here and trading up here at 86, 87? Okay, they were making less money but trading at a higher, right? Some things just don't make sense. Some things just don't make sense. And I talked about this on yesterday's video, okay? Warren Buffett, one of his biggest things that he looks at is PE ratio. Okay, that is price to earnings ratio. Okay, he looks for companies trading between a 15 and a 20 price to earnings ratio. So it is half, right? If you look at it in regards to the price to earnings ratio, which is just the price the price, I believe it's the price divided by their earnings, price of the stock divided by their earnings, or some, I don't know how it's calculated, okay? I'm going to get called out on that, but all I care about is that, hey, Warren Buffett says 15 to 20 is a good range. PayPal's at 7. Okay, he thinks companies are undervalued at a 15 PE ratio. PayPal is sitting at half of that here at $40. Half of what he thinks is cheap. So cheaper than what he thinks is cheap. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Elon wants his PayPal company back. Dude, that's... I didn't even think about that. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, maybe he's like shorting the crap out of the stock so they sell it back to him or something. Who knows? Who knows, dude? We're just little fishies here in a big pond. You're a big whale sea. You know, these guys have trillions of dollars. Okay? We're investing with, you know, thousands to millions. I mean, we're nowhere near on their level. Okay? But this is whales exchanging right here. This is not retail coming in there and selling. That's a whale going, okay, here you go. I'll sell it to you at 40. Oh, thank you very much. Boom. Markets don't move on news. The only way a market moves is by buying and selling. That's the only way. The only way the market moves is from buying and selling. It's not a news article. It's from somebody selling shares or buying shares. Okay? The news is just a distraction. And then there's the reaction to the news. Ethereum's coming up. Ethereum's coming up. When I bought Cedus, did you have to use SUI? Yes, I bought SUI, I sent it to a decentralized wallet, and I swapped it for Cedus. And I had to have some Sui in my wallet to make the transaction. PayPal, though, again, 10-year lows, folks. 10 frickin' year lows. The lowest price in a decade. Okay? I wasn't even around back here. I wasn't trading back here. Okay? This is wild. Okay? Zillow's getting whacked. Okay, this is one of the biggest. Stock companies out there. Major, massive capitulation after a small earnings miss. So again, right now, you're buying Zillow at a 33% discount off the average. Okay, once again, very oversold. Just looking for the green dot. This looks extremely, extremely cheap right now. One of the biggest real estate companies out there when it comes to advertising and marketing. A-Firm's into its average. I really like this company's fundamentals. They have a partnership with Amazon and Apple. They are the buy now, pay later company. You've probably seen them on Amazon. If you buy Amazon, they're like, hey, buy it now and pay later. And well, apparently they make a ton of money from it because they're charging a crazy interest rate and they're making $1 billion a quarter. So they're definitely increasing their earnings as time goes on. That partnership with Amazon really helped them out. So you can see, like, when I click, really what I'm looking at is the revenue, right? When I'm looking at earnings. So normally you have to look at like a daily or a weekly chart, but I'll just go back here. Like every quarter, stock and companies have to report how much money they made. Every 4 months, they have to say, we made $500 million. We made $1 billion, right? So when you're looking at a company and analyzing a company, a good way to tell if a company's a good company is to see if their earnings, right, their revenue is going up, okay? So I just come in here and I just start clicking, right? I'll click on the E, okay, and I'll see, okay, 659 million, okay, almost 700 million. Oh, 900 million, okay, back to 783. Oh, back to 870, right? So they're going, if this number is going up every time I click, that's good. That means they're gaining, right? They're gaining ground. They're being adopted. Their revenue is increasing, right? So as soon as I saw they partnered with Apple and Amazon, I was like, they're legit, right? They're a credit company, which I don't like credit companies, but they do make a crap ton of money. So what I want to see on this company is a green dot. Simple as that. I'm not going to guess that we're going to bottom here. I'm simply just going to wait for the signal on it. And that is definitely one I'm wanting to take a position on. We got Tempest AI. I think Kathy bought this one today. Kathy Wood. I don't even know why I bring her up, but she definitely is. She runs a pretty big hedge fund, but apparently she bought this today right here at 50. Looking for a green dot on that one as well. Litecoin. Litecoin's an OG altcoin right here, dude. So this one came down here and hit 44. right there, February 26th, okay? See, that's the low from 2022, so that's a 4-year low. It's at a 4-year low. How far off of the average are we? 50%, dude. 50%. 50% off of the 4-year average. So you're buying Litecoin at a 50% discount here. That next green dot, I believe, is going to be a massive, massive signal. Pretty much any alt here, folks. I mean, I've been saying buy alts for the last, like, 2 months. Like, just load up. Just load your bags. Okay? We're not looking at tomorrow's price or next week's price. We're looking at prices probably in going into summer, right? My prediction for the top is somewhere between May and July. If I'm gonna put a prediction out there, I think all these names, this wave will be back up here, okay, and we'll be taking profits. And if that's right here at 100 or 140, so be it. Okay, we're cool with buying down here and right here if we're going back to this zone. Roblox just needs a signal. Uber is coming down to its 40-year average, so this actually looks good, right? You're getting a fair price for Uber. Looks like they beat their earnings again. Look at their earnings going up. Right, as we go up this way, it increases. They're increasing their revenue by about $1 billion a quarter, dude. That's great. But their stock's going down. That doesn't make sense. Revenue up, stock down, okay? Because we're profit taking, right? People are taking profits up here off the average. Now we're back into the average. So now what we need is a green dot. Yeah, Roblox came down really hard. Yep. I wish I would have shorted that one. I was looking at puts, but they were so expensive. Yeah, it's 60% down right into the average. So I don't think this is a bad place, right? Again, you just need the signal. Hood's down here. I think that's why Bobby bought it, but you could see that Robinhood's been bouncing on its yearly moving average here. Okay, the white line. See how that bounce. Okay, it lost it, but it needs to recover here. This one, what's the PE ratio on Hood? So they're at a 34 PE ratio. See? 34 PE. So again, Warren Buffett says a cheap company, his general rule, what he did was he would buy them at a 15 to a 20 PE ratio. So if you look at it from a price to earnings ratio like Warren Buffett does, that's expensive. Right, 34, 35 is expensive. I know it's a new tech company up and coming, but right, I would rather buy PayPal. I would rather buy PayPal at a 7 PE ratio. It's half of what Warren Buffett thinks is cheap, and he's just the greatest investor of all time. So it's just again, it's not the one all be all thing to base all your stuff off of, but it's just something to be mindful of. Here's Zillow. What's Zillow's PE ratio? Because that's a huge sell-off. See, like they're trading at a 484 PE ratio, so like they're just extremely overvalued, like stupidly overvalued. So again, for some things like that, for the innovative stocks that people just think are the know all be all, whatever you want to say about it, yeah, like the big tech companies. So I mean, I like Robinhood, like I use it, like I'm actually thinking about shifting my bank account over to it just because they literally offer 3.5% on my checking account. Like I could just have a checking account and it's earning 3.5% a year. Like that's insane. They offer that service. These banks like Bank of America and Wells, they don't do that. They don't. So I love the company. I just want to see a green dot. That's all. That is all. Netflix is another one. Also, look at that pullback on Netflix here, folks. Look at it. 44% down from the high. Okay, you got a green dot right here at 92. It decided to come down in here to the average. Last time we hit this average, we bounced. So I think this is a good place to add Netflix. I do. I think it's a good place to go long Netflix. And, if we continue to sell off, you're just going to find another spot. We'll buy the next green dot. But just where the MACD is, I mean, this is just... Right, it's a fair price. We know it's a fair price because it's at the 4-year average. So we will see. What I've been saying is I really want to see a green dot on the monthly. You can see how we bounced right here in this range back in December of 2019 off the white line. That's the 50-month average. That's about the 4-year average right there. So again, that white line on a monthly is pretty much the same thing as the blue line on the weekly, because the 50, right, on a monthly is the average price over 50 months. Well, right, 12 months in a year, that's about 48 months in 4 years. So if there's 50 months, we're at 48. So it's technically the 4-year average. And on the weekly, this is 200. So this is 200 weeks, which also equates to just around 4 years. So it has bounced on its 4-year before in the past. I don't like the MACD. I really, really don't like the MACD. That's the only thing that's kind of turning me off here. But we can't disagree that it's a cheap price now in regards to the average. Because again, our whole strategy is based on logic, data, and discipline. If we are buying at the mean, we can all agree that the average price is a fair price. I don't think anyone can argue that. Okay? If we are below it, we are discounted. If we are above it, we are expensive. Okay? Netflix up here at 130, major red flag. Okay? You shouldn't have been buying up here. We want to buy down here, right, when it makes sense. Okay? You can't just use this indicator by itself, because you need moving averages, you need the MACD, you need the Fibonacci to use our strategy. Everything goes together. You can't just use one or two, right? Everything needs to work in conjunction. Everything needs to make sense. Here's Solana. I know someone was requesting Solana. So Solana is currently trading, well, that was about 42% if you got it right there. This one's currently sitting 27% off the average. So 27% discount for Solana. And again, what are we looking for? We're looking for the green dot. Okay, that's up 7% today. That's a nice move. Let's see the daily. Okay, so the daily needs to break out. If we can break out this weekend, it's starting, folks. It's freaking starting. Okay, if we can just hold these prices into next week, it's likely that we could chop around for a little bit, right? We could just kind of do this for a little bit, but I'm thinking more of a V-shaped recovery is coming, something like this. At least back up here to 150, 160, 200 bucks. I think someone asked me if I think this is getting to 200 bucks. I do. Yeah, I think it'll go back to 200. I don't know when, but I do know that Solana is a very strong layer one. Do you think buying Chainlink now versus waiting for the green dot? It's your call, man. I mean, it's I can't answer that question for you. I bought it at 12, so I bought it right here at the average when we got these dots. So I'm looking to buy more. I should buy more because I normally look to average down off 20%, about 20% down. Right now my position's down around 30%. It was down 41%. Okay, but again, you only lose if you sell. So now it's only down 30%. And all I got to do is wait for this thing to go back, right? I just have to wait for it to retract. So $8, I mean, if you're looking at it from an average standpoint, you're buying it at a 36% discount right now, dot or not. Okay, green dot or not, you're getting it at a 40% discount if you're taking into consideration the average. So just know, you're asking me that question, but I bought it at 12. So of course I'm going to say, yeah, dude, yeah. What up? Yeah. So I really like that. I love Chainlink. Chainlink's just great technology. And again, people say that I'm paid by them. I wish they paid me. Sergey, if you're watching this video, dude, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm just a podcaster. But what up? I've never taken a payment from anybody, by the way, and I'd never plan to. Like, I'm cool with just having my own thing, not being owned by anybody. Like, money, you can't buy me. Like, I can't be bought. Like, I would never, for $100 million, I would not sell my soul. Like, I'm cool with hanging out with the Spartan Army, right, and chilling and doing this all together rather than having a bunch of money. What am I going to do with $100 million? I guess I could think of a few things. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I could think of a few things, but just make it in crypto. We'll just make it happen in crypto over time. It's not going to happen overnight, but just know that I never plan on taking anything from anybody. And if I do take one, I will disclose it. Like, I will say, hey, they're giving me $100 million to do this. And, obviously that's probably never going to happen. But, yeah. Everything I do is based on my own research. Like, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here I study this stuff. I watch this stuff. And, I know enough to know that I know more than the majority of people when it comes to economics and how markets work, just because I've been doing it for so long. 9 years. I mean, I put my 10,000 hours in. They say you have to do something for 10,000 hours to become an expert. I can say that I put 10,000 hours into technical analysis and studying the markets. I can honestly say that from the bottom of my heart. GoDaddy here. This one is definitely looking interesting today. 30% down off of its 4-year. I mean, this thing's gotten clapped. Holy cow. From 200 all the way down. I think these guys do offer a dividend. GDDY. GoDaddy. They have, wow, see, and guess where they're trading? They're trading at a 15% price to earnings ratio. So according to Warren Buffett, this is a good-looking company at this price. Doesn't mean it can't go lower, but we just know that, hey, we're getting a good price because, again, it's down. This is down 70% from the high. And, I mean, that's, okay, 60%. 58.82. How's that? How's that? I don't see any spam. GoDaddy, yeah, just, I mean, honestly, look for the monthly on this one. The monthly will probably be a great one to play, but like according to PE ratio, GoDaddy's a great company. I mean, they're solid. I run a digital marketing company. Well, I did, but now I'm more of just a podcaster because the Spartan Army has grown a lot these last few years, and I'm very grateful that we get to do this every day together. And but GoDaddy's a big one. They're like a domain website host, and they're definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. So they got earnings coming up. Looks like on Tuesday of next week or 2 weeks from now. SE, I don't know what this company is, but I do follow some other TikTokers, and I heard someone talking about this, so I put it on my watch list, but I can't remember what it was. /info SE. Not a crypto. That's weird. Is this it? SE Limited? Hold on. Yeah, oh, that was it. /info is the top one. I want to say they're an oil and gas company. That's what I want to say. Okay, no. Consumer internet-based company in Singapore. Is that China? Okay. So it's a Chinese e-commerce site, it looks like. Singapore's in China, right? That's China. Ugh. I'm not a big fan of China stocks, to be honest with you guys. Nothing against China, but I just haven't ever been able to make money on them. They trade really weird. They're really weird from a trading perspective. ServiceNow, I got stopped out of this one, but I mean, it's at a great price. I mean, it's 32% off its 40-year average. It's at least going to get a bounce back here to 150. So green dot, that'd be a great place to add. This is an AI play, so they're down pretty bad after they beat their earnings. Again, they beat their earnings and sold off. Doesn't make any sense, I know. But you're buying this one at a massive discount right now. If you believe in the company, if you believe in the vision. I just want to look up what their PE ratio is here. Okay, so they're pretty expensive. They're still trading at a 61 PE, which is expensive. DOUL, this one, I was hearing a lot about this one up at 200, right? Everyone jacked up here at 525. Everyone's having a good time, but this one's trading at a 15 PE ratio. See that right on the bottom? 15 PE, price to earnings ratio. Okay, so this is actually at a good price. I've had a lot of people asking me about this, which is a good thing, right? A lot of people asking about it. That tells me that there's attention on the stock, attention on the company. But their earnings are going up. So I do like this one as well. Just look for that signal. If that one can get back over 125, you should see a snap back again. Currently sitting at a premium off the mean of 50%. It's a BOGO day today. BOGO. Looks good down here at 100. Singapore is in Singapore. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh, it's just part of Asia. Okay. It's over there next to China. Whew. Man, I'll tell you what. I threw my neck out in the shower this morning. That did not feel good. I was like stretching, and it just like popped. And oh my gosh. I think I've been sitting too much, to be honest with you. Been getting my workout in, but oh man. I got a new computer and I don't have a standing desk anymore because the cords aren't long enough, so it is what it is. Twilio's into its average right now. This is another big tech company. And they're just an interesting company. I mean, they make a lot of money. As long as they can hold on to $100, I think it looks interesting there at the average. Datadog's back down here at its average. Again, this thing was a sell up here in November. When we hit 200, we were extended off the average. We were way up here on the wave. We were taking profits up there. Okay, now it pulled back. Now it looks interesting again here at 220. BX looks interesting down here. Again, just needs the signal into the average. Oracle looks really good here. I almost averaged down on this today. I almost did. It just looks good, right? You got the MACD crossover here on the daily, which is a bullish indication, along with the wave being way down here. I started my position at around 180 or 190. I think it was like 180, and now it's down here at 160. Again, a 20% drop doesn't phase. Okay, we don't care about a 20% drop. If anything, we want to buy more, because if we like it at 190, we should really like it at 150. Okay, and it's down here. We just need a green dot there on Oracle. DoorDash is getting pounded here, but look where it is, right into the average, right into that 4-year average. I think that looks good right there at 150. These guys make a lot of money, man. $3 billion, $2 billion. Wow, they make a lot. Okay, and their earnings are looking really good. They got earnings coming up here on Wednesday. DoorDash looks interesting here. I'll give it to them. That DOL looks good too. DOUL. DUOL. I'm actually going to add that one to my watch list. It's already on our watch list. I'm adding it to my watch list on Robinhood. I want to look up Dash real quick. Okay, DoorDash is trading at an 81 PE ratio, but their earnings are very impressive. I mean, they're going up by about half a billion dollars every quarter, dude. That's crazy. DoorDash, definitely want to keep your eye on down here in planting season. What's Genius Sports? What's the ticker? Coinbase. Coinbase also extremely oversold. Everyone's freaking out about their CEO selling shares. Well, look what happened. Yeah, he sold shares. That's why the stock's going down, but now it's down. Okay, he already sold the shares, so you shouldn't be freaking out about it now. If anything, you should be looking to load up. I sold my Coinbase only because I wanted exposure to something else. I didn't want exposure to cryptocurrency. I have a ton of exposure to cryptocurrency. I mean, my portfolio is probably 65%, I would say, crypto. Maybe even more, maybe 70% right now. Just because I believe altcoin season is literally coming this year. I think we're going to get a big snap. Coinbase's stock should benefit from that. Again, you just want to see that you want to see that green dot on that, but it's bouncing right there at 140. This is a pretty easy trade if you have a stop loss right around 140, 135. Palo Alto down there into the average looks good. Lululemon, one of the biggest clothing companies out there. They're pretty stagnant on their earnings. Pretty stagnant, but we are at a very, very nice discount here. 64% if it goes back up here to the 200. Snow just dipped below it. Again, looking for the green dot. CRM's another one. CRM looks really, really interesting here. Sorry, I'm coughing it up for some reason. You know, I can't stand up, so I'm gonna kneel. How's that? Oh, that feels way better than sitting. Oh yeah. Oh, you guys ever just kneeled and been on the computer? Holy smokes. CRM, again, this thing, big capitulation here. Again, their earnings look fine. Their earnings look great, actually. Okay, we're down here 26% off the 4-year average. Again, everyone's excited about CRM up here. Okay, we're buying it down here. So I like this thing even more down here at 170. That looks really good. We're oversold. Okay, 30% discount. Let's go. TMUS, nice bounce here. Beautiful bounce. You got the MACD crossover. That one looks like it wants to break out. Looks very strong as long as it holds that 180 level. You could see how it hit that average right there and then bounced on it. Okay, it just bounced on it. UNH is interesting too. Okay, one of the biggest healthcare companies out there. Trump's just going after these healthcare companies like crazy. That one looks like it's trying to bounce though off of that level right there at 260. Call it 265 for a stop loss on it. Again, you need the signal. Yeah, you want to see it hold that 260 low right there, 265. So I put the stop at 260. If it's going to bounce, okay, that'll be interesting to watch. This one will be interesting to watch next week. Again, need that signal. Intuit. So these guys are the TurboTax people. They are a huge company, massive company, and you're seeing this massive sell-off right here. Okay, seeing a massive sell-off here down to 400. I mean, that is huge. So This is one I will be buying here on the next green dot. Again, massive company, not going anywhere. They're expected to report their biggest earnings ever here this quarter. And I don't know why this thing's so undervalued. I mean, this is one of those things that just doesn't make sense, right? 31% off the 4-year average. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, looking for that green dot there on Intuit. Very undervalued. Microsoft is also down here into its average. Okay, right here at 400 doesn't look like a bad place to start a position on Microsoft for the long term. Again, what are we looking for, folks? We've been waiting very patiently for these green dots. We're simply just waiting for the next signal. That one came right there at 350. It popped up to almost $600. Okay, I don't think Trump's going to let the markets crash here, folks. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he's going to let it happen. Okay, he needs to win the midterms. They're going to do everything they can to pump these markets up. Whether that's passing a no crypto tax on gains, whatever it might be, send it, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, Microsoft, again, way down there right now. Okay, it's at a fair price, right? Fair price. Fair, discount, expensive. Expensive, fair. I don't even think it's ever been on discount before. Yeah, discount back here in 2009. Look how many times it's bounced on its 4-year. Bounce. Okay, it bounced on the 1 year, bounced on the 1 year, bounced on the 4-year, bounced on the 4-year. What's it going to do here? Okay, that is all the way back till 2019, 2012. Okay, over 10 years of data. Here's Axon right here. Bob says, try sitting in a wheelchair for 12. You're in a wheelchair, man? Didn't know that, dude. I'll pray for you, man. Ugh. I work out. I work out twice a day because of how much I sit. I go to the gym. I go on walks, 10,000 steps. I don't know what I did in the shower this morning, but, dude, I just bent the wrong way or something and crack, dude. It all came tumbling down. Axon's sitting at a fair price. Just need a green dot. SNPS, I heard in a video, took a position in these guys. That's when I started watching it. We did get a signal down here at 380. Now it's sitting at around 430. Just need another signal here. It looks like it's trying to bounce here at 400. Okay, if you look at the daily, it's trying to bounce right there at 405. So you want that continuation going into next week. Not my favorite, but it is in an interesting spot, and that partnership with NVIDIA, of course, is very interesting. Spotify's into its 4-year. Again, green dot. Need the green dot there. This is a fair price. So if you're playing the weekly, watch for the weekly. If you're playing the monthly, watch for the monthly. Okay, but this thing has came tumbling down before. So as long as it holds on to 380 here, I like it. But if I were to buy here off a green dot, right, we'd need to use a stop loss right around that $400 level to limit our risk. BNB, this is Binance. Again, ugly liquidation here over the last 4 weeks, right? Everyone's in pain. Everyone's feeling it. But guess what? We're right into the 4-year average. Look at the last time we hit this back in 2023. Ripski, okay? Again, we could go sideways for a while like this and just do nothing, which could be the case, right? We could just flatten out here and just do, and then they rip it, okay? So it just, again, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get a quick V shape or if we're going to get like consolidation and then rip. But we know for a fact that this is a good price right here at 600 if we want to own BNB. Ethereum is actually trading below the average. Ethereum is right here at 32% off the 4-year average. Again, the last time it was in that range was right here in April when everyone was freaking out. We were saying buy Ethereum back in April. You guys can go to the videos. Read the comments, dude. Just read the comments. Very similar situation to what we got going on now. Everybody's just, no way, dude. We're going down for 4 years and it's going to happen. Which we could go down for 4 years. They could be 100% right. I could be 100% wrong. But I just don't invest off of user 2670694587 on Twitter, right? I go off data. I go off indicators, right? Charts don't lie. Men lie, women lie. Charts don't. Okay? Charts don't. Here's Bitcoin also, right on the average, right? I closed my short position today on MSTZ for a break-even trade, and I rolled it into more Ethereum because I don't think we're going to get a massive sell-off like everyone's thinking. People are way too bearish right now for us to not get a bounce here. So I was thinking MSTZ was going to break out this week, and it did, right? It closed with that red dot, so I ended up I ended up closing that short position. So I did want to set a stop loss at 10, but I'm just going in with ETH, man. I'm cool with holding my Ethereum forever, right? It's at a 30% discount. I just can't resist myself. Okay, I can't resist myself. And like I said, the next time we get this green dot, I think we're going to be trading much, much higher, okay, than 4,800 over the next couple of months, right? I'm targeting like July right now. July, somewhere in that area, May, June, July, somewhere in there. We're going to be back up here. Okay, we could go sideways for a little bit, like I said. Could just go like this, kind of like we did a couple months ago, right? When we got this last round of dots in December, that was the bottom, guys. That was the bottom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. Okay, 2.5 months. Those were the bottoming signals. We went sideways for 2.5 months. Obviously, we broke the wrong direction, right? We thought we were going to break up because, again, we got green dots. But guess what? The market doesn't do what you think it's going to do all the time. Boom. And what do? We have a plan. We have a plan down here. If we have to rotate out of some other positions that maybe we're up on, which I've been doing, right? I've been selling some winners, selling some losers, doing some rotating into some of these other names that I'm more confident in. I'm pretty damn confident in Ethereum, folks. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's the second biggest one of all time. Okay, and you saw BlackRock take a position in Uniswap today. You saw BlackRock and Charles Schwab buy BMNR, which is a an Ethereum treasury company. I got some confidence in Ethereum, and I'm getting it. If you look at it from a 4-year standpoint, I'm getting it 33% below the average, right? Everything we do here, folks, is based on logic, data, and discipline. Logic, data, and discipline. We think logically, not emotionally. We look at the data, we look at the charts, and we use discipline to stick to our strategy, even if the market goes against us. What are we doing? We're not going to change our strategy up. We're not going to switch up. Okay, we might tweak a few things, but ultimately, right, everything stays the same. We're just looking to buy a green dot. Okay, we bought here. Well, let's buy again right here. If we like it at 2,900, and I didn't buy Ethereum at 2,900. Okay, I bought it right here back in April. Sold it up here. Okay, didn't like it right here. I mean, I liked it here, but I didn't love it. Now I love it. That's why I bought it. Okay, so again, if you like it at 2,700, you should like it even more at 2,000. Bitcoin, again, sitting right on that line. And the last thing I want to look at is the total market cap. So this is the total market cap of cryptocurrency. Okay, again, sitting right on its 4-year average. So I think money is going to flow into crypto. So when money flows into crypto, the market cap of it goes up. Okay, this goes up. So if this is going up, that means Ethereum's going up. That means Chainlink's going up. That means Bitcoin's going up. That means Binance is going up. That means Pinlink is going up. That means HBAR is going up. Okay, that means ENA is going up. Ondo, KT. Okay, when this goes up, when this bounces, this represents money going out of the market and into the market. Okay, we were at a $4 trillion market cap back here in September of last year. This is when we were cashing out. We were taking profits on our altcoins up here. Okay, we were buying down here in April. Okay, we were buying right here in December, and we're going to buy again when we get this next signal. And I think that signal, guys, I think it's coming in 1 to 3 weeks. 1 to 3 weeks we get the next one, and these don't come around every often. Okay, we got this one in December. The last time we got that was all the way back in April. That was a 7-month, 8-month difference. It took 8 months to get back down here. Okay, so these don't come around. We don't go into planting season every single day. This is a rare opportunity that we're getting to buy the total market cap right here at the 4-year average. So I think we're going to bounce here. I think we're going to get a V-shaped recovery, or we're going to consolidate like this for a couple weeks, and then you're going to see the move. Okay, so I am extremely bullish. Okay, double, triple, quadrupling down on crypto. Okay, it's not going anywhere. This chart is going to go up over time. Okay, you could see when it pulls back into the average like it did back here, and this was the COVID dip. Quick dip. Okay, quick, fast dip. Not a long, drawn-out dip. Boring, boring, boring. It's a different market than it was then. Okay, boom. We hit we hit the line. We hit it here, rip. We hit it here, rip. What do you think is going to happen? You really think we're going to go sideways like this with all these institutions and Donald Trump and the Fed printing money like crazy? You think the prices are just going to sit down here and go sideways? You think no money's going to come into the market for 2 years? Sorry, can't get on that ship, dude. They're running the markets way too hot. They're printing way too much money. Gold's going to all-time highs. All these assets are going to all-time highs. Crypto's next. Crypto's next, okay? that's where I'm placing my trades. That's where I'm investing. That's where I'm buying assets. And again, we have stocks as well. If you guys want to know what's in my portfolio, we're going to be live again on Monday, and I'm going to go over the names that I'm holding, the stocks and the cryptocurrencies that I'm holding on Monday's video. But that's it for the watch list. Again, I shared this with you guys over here. So these are all my favorite names here for this week. You guys can get that watch list here. Look it over on the weekend. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section. If you guys are watching the replay, hit me up over here in Discord and Spartan Chat, and just tell me what you guys thought of today's episode. What are you guys watching? What are you investing in? The Discord's just a place where we can keep the conversation going when we're offline here, because obviously not streaming live all the time. We do go live every day here on YouTube, and that's not going to change, at least for now. I think we're doing well here, folks. I think a lot of things are going to work out for us this year. Again, I can't be 100% certain, but folks, if you haven't quit yet, okay, I am so happy for you, okay, because right now is what separates the winners from the losers, because the losers are just quitting. If you quit, you lost, okay? You will not win. There's no chance ever that you're going to win. If you hang on, right, and you believe in crypto, you believe this asset class is going to grow over the next 10 years, and this chart is going to keep going up, okay? Money's going to continue to flow into it like it has since right back here in 2015, up, and away, okay? Look at that white line, boom, touch it, bounce, touch it, bounce, touch it, bounce. That could be a song, you know what I'm saying? Boom, we're right into it right now. So there's a couple things that could happen. We can go sideways, or we could absolutely rip to the sky here. What do you guys think is going to happen? $40,000 Bitcoin? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't. But I'm going to leave it there today, folks. If you guys need me, hit me up over here in the Discord. We have support chat. If I can't answer your question, I'm sure one of our members can. We have just a team that's ready to help you over here. So if you have any questions, hit up support chat. Again, if you guys want the trading indicators, you guys can download those by coming to the trading indicator tab. Click this link. Everything loads right up into your screen, right? Your screen's going to look exactly like my screen. If you have trouble or issues, just either hit that support chat up or shoot me an email, overkill@overkillinvesting.club. I'll be over here in the Discord this weekend, and we will be live again on Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend, guys.